today I will be discussing about how Switch is fostering fostering women and gender diverse technical participation in the internet industry. So women and gender diverse, the LGBTQI plus, it's included in our gender and diversity project. First, the project is being managed by APNIC Foundation, and the vision of the foundation is to have a global, open, stable, and secure internet that is affordable and accessible to the entire Asia Pacific community. So that's the vision of the AP, so Asia Pacific NIC Foundation. So mission is to increase investment in internet development in the Asia Pacific region through education and training, just like what Switch is doing, and human capacity building, community development, research, and related project activities. So you will see here the locations of the project of the foundation. So here are some examples of what the foundation's fundraising efforts focus on. So as mentioned, technical training. For Switch, it's part of the increasing diversity and inclusion, network operations and research, internet infrastructure research and development, ISIF Asia project is still ongoing. The application is still open. Research and education networks. So how we work. We're committed to these pillars, infrastructure, inclusion, and knowledge, to achieve meaningful impact through these programs, to support these activities, as mentioned, and to strengthen these communities, the network engineers, security professionals, internet governance specialists, to achieve these goals of a global, open, affordable, accessible, stable, and secure internet. So part of what the foundation is managing, of the many projects the foundation has, is the Switch project. Okay, Switch. Why Switch? The acronym for Switch is supporting women and gender diversity in technical and research roles. So in essence, what the Switch project is doing is aligning, as I mentioned, I'm learning a lot also from this talk, aligning from what Maria said a while ago. Equality starts from what you need. So what do you need? It actually starts from that question. What do you need? Our participants come from different organizations, industries, um, different career levels. So entry, middle, senior. Um, Therefore, they have varying needs. So it starts by asking women and gender diverse, what do you need? And sometimes people get struck by when you ask them, what do you need? And then sometimes they will question, what do I need? Like, actually, if you will ask yourself, what do you need specifically for your career development and personality development? What do you need exactly? So it starts from that. And then we offer a variety of like opportunities for them to choose from. So walang pilitan dito. We're not telling them, take this at this point in time. No. So here are some examples of the opportunities. For example, certifications for network operations, cybersecurity. As mentioned by Maria again a while ago, education is very important because upskilling, reskilling, education can give you access to a lot of opportunities. So if before you cannot access this device because, for example, you're not certified, you don't have, for example, Cisco certification, you cannot handle this device. What if by giving you the opportunity to have certifications, you can be able to not be included in discussions and in handling these equipment. And then we also have pod coaching, mentorship support for a limited part of the cohort. Wherein this is more on the personality development. What are the hindrances in your career? What capacity do you want to improve on? For example, I want to improve my capacity in handling or managing my time. This is not more on technical mentorship, but in order for you to progress in all the areas in your life, it starts with the personal development. So capacity in managing time, or I'm also guilty of this. For example, I only would like to share what I know if it's perfect, if I know everything. So what if I can ask that from myself? How do I increase my capacity, or how do I improve my capability to not be perfect, to just share? So just like in this session, it's not perfect, but I would like to share the things that we are doing. Also, we are allowing our participants to join activities, networking, and visibility, and also participate in conferences. And you will see later organizations also. We would like to inform them, and we are forwarding them opportunities about Open RAN Academy, PH Nog, IEEE Women, what else? Internet governance forums, APNIC opportunities, because our project is not forever. So the main thing that will help them to sustain in their career development, if they want to stay and they qualify that their success is being in this profession, we would like to support that. And these organizations will sustain that. So we recognize that opportunity. So some statistics about what we have currently from last year's cohort. We're starting our cohort now. The application already ended. We have 6 economies: Cambodia, Laos, Timor-Leste, Thailand, and Vietnam, and the Philippines. We had around 176 participants, 162 women, 14 gender diverse. We supported their training, certification, mentoring, and career development. Almost around 1,800 course completed, 974 certifications. We conducted national events in each economy to support their networking, support for research projects also. And then, yeah, in our statistics, we were able to get around 80% high satisfaction in our engagement survey. So these are the pictures of the national events we conducted in each economy. Yep. And some of the research that we funded. It's more on related to internet, telecommunications, improvement in, for example, power amplifier efficiency, antenna gain, related to telecommunications and internet projects or papers. And then, of course, as mentioned a while ago, we would like our participants to be involved in different local technical community events so that they know who to partner with, what are the organizations supporting this. For example, we also went to Soy Asia. It's also supported by the USD ASTI, NOG events, if there are internet days, etc. So in a nutshell, that's Switch, the Switch project of APNIC Foundation. And some of the lessons learned that we have is having these things, opportunities that they can avail of. They are the ones selecting which ones with their current time and their current status, for example, in what they're doing in their work. They get to select. And this power to select also empowers them to finish these courses, and more commitment also from participant is what we have been observing. So yeah, actually I have a fast presentation about Switch, but since I still have time, I told Miss Jeng that I will also align to the Asia Open Run Academy by sharing another slide. So this is a bonus slide. But first, I would like to promote this one. The applications will close by 28th of March. If you have projects related to inclusion, infrastructure, and knowledge, um, please apply in the ESIF Asia grants. So here are the funding types. Small grants, I think these are for the prototypes, scale-up grants, and impact grants. So we have also IPv6 deployment grants. I think DUSTSC was able to qualify in that grant. So last slide for this. Follow us on social media pages, especially if our application again will open for next year, for you to learn more about the projects of the foundation. And if you want to collaborate with us in different partnerships, you may email us at foundation@apnic.net. So we have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube account for APNIC Foundation. So later, I think for the panel discussion, we will discuss, but allow me to share again another slide. So I still have time, Christine. Yeah. Mhm. So aligning now with the Open RAN Academy, as mentioned by Jocelyn a while ago, I would also like to share a use case, I think, for the Open RAN Academy. But this is pre-Open RAN. So we spin off in a company called Cowing Innovations Inc. And what we did as a group before is what you call community networks. Maybe you're familiar with that already. So um, what Josil was mentioning a while ago really resonated with me and appreciated Open RAN because of this experience. That really, if you have um, not vendor specific equipment, that you can just put them together and running an open source software, you can really lower the cost, and innovation is also being encouraged, and collaboration with a lot of stakeholders. If it can be bottom up approach, this is what Open RAN is also campaigning for. So in our case, this is, I said, pre-Open RAN because this is running on 2G. This is a low-cost, low-power communications infrastructure, which is also like a radio access network. But I know Open RAN doesn't have 2G anymore, so it starts with 3G. But that's why I said this is pre-Open RAN deployment. So this is a 2-year pilot deployment in Aurora, and I would just like to share what is inside the box, for example, of a base station. That this one is more on looking at it on a research perspective. Just like what Jocelyn mentioned a while ago, you can mix and match equipment as long as they are interoperable, they are working together. For example, there are a lot of triple E here, so you might want to guess these equipment or not. So for example, this one, if you can see my cursor, this is a power amplifier. So as long as the power output, the isolation is being considered and the efficiency of the power amplifier, you can buy off-the-shelf component. This, I think, is a duplexer because we were using two bands before. And then you can see here is the radio for the open BTS. Here are just our way of powering all the equipment with some circuit board um, to protect the equipment from power spikes. Yep. I think this Arduino is for temperature control. Yeah, to signal if the board will turn off or not, depending on temperature conditions. Yep, and radio also. So here, this is just an example of, okay, as long as the basics of the having a base station or radio is there, load it with an open source software, this will this can work. As seen here, we deployed this in one of the areas in Aurora. And yeah, and this is could be my last slide. Opportunities for women in Open RAN, also in engineering and internet. For example, here, if you are doing community networks, as it encourages innovation also, like what mentioned by Jocelyn, we were designing more efficient amplifiers, for example, more improving the gain of antennas. So you can improve each equipment independently of the other component. So if you are, for example, triple E, those are some things that you can look at. How to improve the firmware of the Open RAN. Where do you want, for example, sector antennas? If you're going to use sector antennas, how do you improve the steering beam steering technique. Yeah, those things that you can explore. And also for the antenna, for example, for the power amplifier, what topologies can you use to improve the efficiency, for example?